what's happening with you?
With the peoples, man. How y'all doing out there?
You know what it is. Once again, we coming to you from Cloud Rise Studios. It's your boy J.Kendall.
It's your boy E, man. How y'all doing?
You know, we coming to you a little bit before Easter. You know, Easter, 420 this year. Y'all ready for it?
This episode probably gonna drop right after Easter.
Right, a little bit after Easter. It's probably gonna drop the Tuesday after Easter.
Hey, what is Easter, man? Hold on. What the fuck is Easter?
Easter.
It's an Easter bunny.
It's hiding
eggs.
It's Resurrection Sunday.
Of who?
Jesus. He rose from the dead
on Easter.
Easter Sunday.
He just happened to do that shit on a motherfucking holiday that's been for 10,000 years.
They hijacked the holiday as with Christmas. Like, it don't have nothing to do with that. So it's just another hijacking of a holiday.
Christianity dismissed.
Christmas.
Yeah.
But Jesus wasn't born in December. It's just that.
No, he was born on August 28th.
No.
Yeah.
But it's symbolic days right now. But yeah, it's coming up. Easter will be this Sunday, 420. And also, it's 420. Some people celebrate another holiday on 420.
Yeah. Know? Hitler's birthday, I think.
For all our herbal enthusiasts.
I think that's Hitler's birthday.
No, it's for our herbal enthusiasts. You know what I mean? The things, people who like to partake in things that are all natural and come from the earth. You know who you are?
Oh, yeah.
Them peoples.
Like organic cigarettes.
Or can you have organic cigarettes? Is there such thing as organic cigarettes?
Bro, that's all I fuck with. I'll be on them American Spirits.
But I mean, what's the difference between are American Spirits better for you than Marlboros?
Yeah, they're organic. I mean, they got the natural too. Don't get fooled by that or natural thing.
Are they really organic, or they
the organic? They have an organic brand that's also like they got the organic version and then they got the natural version. But the natural version is just like this means we grew it in nature. The organic version means it's like grown without no pesticides, no nothing. That's the good shit. That's what them Native Americans smoke. You ever heard of a Native American dying of cancer? Before
maybe liver cancer
because
they can't drink
1491
because they was drinking.
Huh?
I said maybe liver
cancer. They didn't have alcohol back then either.
Well, yeah, you know who brought them the alcohol?
Christopher motherfucking Columbus.
Cristobal? Man.
Nah, I don't think. Actually, he didn't even land on American soil.
Man.
He landed in Cuba.
And he couldn't even get here. Like I told you before, he couldn't even get here. That was the Moors. The Moors helped him out do that because if it wasn't for the Moors, he would be all over, Christopher Columbus, man.
But yeah, man, I smoke natural. I smoke them naturals. I need to quit that too. Them natural American Spirits. I mean, them organics,
Well, organic, I like organic when it comes to, I don't really mess with tobacco so I ain't really worried about that. But when it comes to my food though, you better make sure it get organic. I'm trying to get as much organic as possible, man. You see they be doing with our meats? They be over there they be messing with our meats, with our eggs, everything. With our anything, with our dairy, all them stuff, man. I've been seeing the stuff if you don't get organic, they be having like it's like almost criminal sometimes the stuff that they be having us partake in. And
what's crazy is that a lot of the shit that they put in the food is not legal in other countries. Like you go to England, you go to Australia, you go to Netherlands, Ethiopia, anywhere. They ain't allowed that shit. That shit ain't allowed. So
even especially like
America lets that shit on because they got that. It's a conglomerate, man. It's Monsanto is able to control the whole thing. And also that the ones that invest in the corporations is the same ones that's investing in the healthcare. Mm-hmm. That's the same ones that want to keep you sick but medicated so they can get paid. They're like, hey, let's put this poison on the food. Then when they get poisoned, let's go ahead and give them these things to help them work through the poison. You feel me? Until they die. And then we'll do it to the kids. We got some money.
Speaking of the kids, do you let your kids consume that Red 40? or you try to limit that red 40?
I limit all that shit, man.
Because like you said, the stuff that's banned in other countries, like red 40, it's a whole lot of ingredients. I would say
I limit a lot of shit. Like some people, like some of my coworkers back in the day, they be surprised because they be like, "Hey, this right here is on sale," and I'm be like, "Man, I ain't fucking with that."
What's the reason why it's on sale?
I don't care if it's on sale or not. Look, I'm not gonna. I might break myself, honestly.
Yeah.
I think I spend more on groceries. You know me, I got 6 kids, so I'm spending more on groceries than anything else.
Yeah.
But I'd rather feed my kids shit that's good for them, you know what I mean, for their brain, their body, all that, than to just give them some bullshit. And a lot of people will argue and say like, "Well, we ate that shit when we were younger, and we strong, we good," you know. But if you look at the ingredients. Since back in the day, they didn't put that shit in there back then.
They changed a lot of
becoming
newer
and newer. Yeah. Look at a McDonald's fry. That motherfucker used to be potatoes and a couple other things.
Have you heard what goes into making the
now
McDonald's?
It's like 26 ingredients or some shit.
Yeah, but you heard that the potatoes that McDonald's have is literally like toxic. Like you ain't supposed. You can't even. They got some special type of potato that they have, and they grow them, and then they harvest them, and they put them in the thing, and like you're not even supposed to touch them for a couple of weeks or something. That is, and then
they green.
And then I don't know what the whole thing is, but they.
Oh, speaking of green, look.
What?
Check it out.
What?
Look.
There you go.
Blood runs green.
There they go. They go. Every time.
You feel me?
Speaking of green,
I got them shirts in some sizes, man. If anybody wants them,
but anyway, as I was saying,
little link in the bio.
Go ahead, give your shout out. Say it again.
Oh yeah, holla at me. You want one of these shirts? I got some. That's the Predator and some weed plants. You know.
Holla at Mr. Bill.
I got a size small. I only got a couple shirts left actually, but I got some small. Some. You want one?
Huh? Come on, you know I want one.
All right, I'm gonna print up some kid sizes. You feel me?
See? There you go. You got jokes. See, I'm trying to be serious. I'm like, plug. Go ahead and do your thing, and he go over there trying to. You see America.
Yeah, but I think I
see
do.
World.
I might gotta.
You see everybody listening to this. You see how you treat me.
We good. I might gotta ask this small.
Anyway, like I was saying, like McDonald's stuff. You know, you're right. The potatoes that they have is not. I mean, they usually do have the best fries, but I can't eat them no more.
They taste hella good.
Once I found out that the potatoes aren't good for you, and that there's certain things that they, you know, how the way they harvest them and the way they grow them and everything is not good, and the oil, some of it that they used to use, I think, was beef tallow back in the day.
Yeah. That's my wife got a whole box of beef tallow. We've been cooking. Man,
beef tallow is supposed to be bomb.
That shit go crazy.
But it's expensive.
Tastes better too.
It's expensive though.
It's not that expensive. You get a whole box from Amazon. We got some organic shit.
Will you give me
the organic box from Amazon?
Hey. Well, after this, you need to tell me. Send me that link.
I'll send you the link. But
I need that. But anyway. But yeah,
considering the size that you getting, it's not that bad of a price difference.
Yeah,
like if the cooking oil you buying, the same weight per volume is probably gonna be even more for the bullshit canola oils and all them oils that they use.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got to get rid of the seed oils.
Yeah, them seed oils ain't gonna good.
I've been guilty of it too. I'm just letting y'all know we can't be messing with them seed oils no more, man. I'm trying to wean myself up off of the seed oils. Ain't good for you.
Y'all shouldn't be fucking with no McDonald's anyways.
Oh yeah, I ain't ate McDonald's in years.
This ain't what they say.
Yeah, I ain't McDonald's.
That's human meat.
I don't know about that. I'm not McDonald's. I ain't saying you got human meat, but I will tell you,
that's Soylent Green. It's Soylent Green, bro. That's human motherfucking meat.
Well, you gotta look at most ingredients. Did you hear that they were saying something about Girl Scout cookies too? They say they ain't good for you, so watch out them Girl Scout cookies. They say they got that.
Man, that was one of my favorite strains though. The Forum cookies. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I'm talking about Girl Scout, the actual Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
The ones that be, they be selling on the corner, the little Girl Scouts, or they be in front of Safeway.
Little hustlers.
They say them Girl Scout cookies ain't good for you, especially them Thin Mints. Them Thin Mints and them, The ones with the coconuts, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the Samoas?
Yeah, they say both of them.
I don't think they call them that no more. I think they switched the name.
Whatever, they just say them things is the worst. Them two. It's like they got the highest of the what's that chemical that's supposed to be up in Roundup? Remember that? They got that Roundup chemical.
I know what you're talking about.
I forgot the name of it, but yeah, they got that Roundup.
Arsenic or some shit.
Something, yeah. But so don't be messing with them Girl Scout cookies. They be out there hustling, but they be over there basically slanging stuff that ain't good for you. So just
and who is the Girl Scouts?
That's just the FYI. That's the whole. You know, and then when you ask them, they got no comment. They got no comment. When you ask them, like, we don't know nothing about that. But I don't know about them Girl Scout cookies. So when they be out there in front of them.
They were indoctrinated by the Zionists.
I just keep on walking.
Right. Me too. They
be like, hey, would you like, excuse me, sir, would you like to? Nope. I'm just keep on going. I don't even see y'all.
Fuck your cookies.
Cause them cookies is
little bitches.
You over there trying to
I'm just playing. Hey, shout out to all the little Girl Scouts. Y'all cool. Y'all don't know what you're doing. You slanging poison on the block in the corner. Oh, yeah.
Support the Girl Scouts all the way.
They got you selling drugs on this corner. Just like
cookies,
the rest of this is it's America way, though. You good. Just keep doing your thing.
You over there.
You going to learn when you get older, little girls.
You slanging stuff that's not really good for people.
Right.
And basically, you trying to make everybody diabeticals. And we ain't trying to be diabeticals. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't advocate for diabeticals. We over here trying to do all natural. Let's get back to some.
That shit too diabolical.
Diabetical is diabolical.
Yeah.
Yeah. We over here sound like Charles Barkley.
Fuck it.
All right, what you got for me today, Mr. Berry?
Man,
what we got on the agenda? What we got?
What we gonna talk about next, man?
What you got?
Take it from the top.
Did you see what's his name? Terrance Howard the other day when it's probably an old clip, but he was talking about the math and how the math don't math.
Oh yeah.
I think I sent something
Terrance
to
Howard,
you.
G, man, you see that he did a whole podcast with Joe Rogan. That shit was dope. A lot of it, granted, I can't understand what the hell he's talking about. Like,
well, he was talking about how the math don't math. He was saying that 1 times 1, like it's multiplication, so it can't equal 1. And he was saying you go from there, and then he did some
1 times anything. It's not a times. That's like that should be an improbability then or somewhere.
Well, then he did something with
you can't say 1 times something because 1 times something is 1 times of that time. So it should just be whatever it is.
But if you're multiplying something, so how can you multiply?
That's what I'm saying is you can't multiply anything by 1 because that's not a multiply.
Okay. Well,
you're not multiplying it. You're just
using his logic, and whatever he did was having 2 people add 2 plus 2, 1, 2 times 2, and then cube it or square it, whatever way. Look, ladies and gentlemen, look it up. Do Google Terrance Howard math. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But you can go ahead and Google that right now. See what he said on that. But the thing is, and he did. He used it to say that basically our whole math system is all messed up. And I was like, that's interesting.
Well, he created the tetrahedra something, right?
Yeah. Well, then he did this jet propulsion thing that using the math that he came up with, and it actually works. So I'm not doubting it. I'm not saying that he is absolutely wrong, but it's interesting to see that he was disproving our whole mathematical system, and if that's correct, then that means our whole even monetary system, everything that we have, all our things, our math is based is wrong.
What is the monetary system?
But I'm just saying, if it's true, it's all wrong. So it's not what is right. We based our whole society on this. We based
that's one of the biggest problems with our society is that we based on this monetary shit. Because if you look at it, before any of this number shit came through, right? It was the barter system.
Okay.
We would trade goods for goods. Everybody do their thing, trade their goods for goods, and everybody cool, you know?
I got you.
And then they came up with this monetary system, this numerology shit, which is cool for calculating stars, but they implemented it into the society as a means of wealth and whatnot. And now we got motherfuckers that's going for this wealth. That's really what do they have? What does somebody who is rich as fuck have that we don't have? It's a number. It's an artificial standing that doesn't really exist, based on. I
mean, it exists as far as economics, but sometimes I look at say quality of life. It's some people that's hella rich that aren't happy at all. So what I'm saying, if you can get up every day, and we was talking about eating organic, like if you can afford to eat organic food, you know, you got a roof over your
about
head.
Some health is wealth shit.
Yeah, you can exercise. You know, you got access to the internet. You got a car. You can pay your bills.
Got some pussy.
Yeah, you a male. Yeah, you got companionship. You got somebody.
Yeah,
you pretty much living at the top of like you may not have $1 million, but that just because you have $1 million don't mean you're gonna be happy. And so like I'm just saying you can still be living. And like sometimes I would look at things like I would do and be like, well, what would be the difference? Like if I had $1 million or if I had $10 million, the difference would be maybe I have a better car, I maybe have a bigger house. But sometimes, like a lot of the times, I would be eating the same stuff, right? Like if I'm buying organic food and fruits and veggies, I would be eating the same thing, right?
Right.
You know, I might have a better car. If I got a nice companion, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting my issue in on a regular basis. Then I'm like, okay,
but
yeah. But I mean, I'm just saying. So like, but I'm just saying, what's the difference? So like, some people say that you need all that as far as happiness, or just to be like.
Well, yeah, some people will say that, but that's bullshit. Like you said, like having what matters to you, but the whole monetary system of power, that's where that power play in, to where we got these people who are billionaires and shit. Look at fucking Elon Musk and shit, right? Mm-hmm. Where now this motherfucker has so much money that they automatically put him in a position of, oh, well, come fuck with our government and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, it has been said, go look up at the quote. I forgot. It's one of the when they were founding this country, even before they even were making our Federal Reserve. I forgot who said it, but they asked him whether he wanted to be president or control the money and, you know, be in power. And he was like, oh, give me the money, because if I got the money, I can control who's in power.
Well, that's why I think they say that money is the root of all evil, right?
You know what I mean?
But I think it's more currency is the root of all evil. To have a levels to the currency. You know what I mean?
So what was the currency, say, like back in Africa or in foreign lands before, say, like the dollar came up? Like, what did they do with, like you said, in the barter system?
I mean, there was like shit like Native Americans back in the day. They used to use seashells. Okay. And they would trade that for, you know what I mean? But it wasn't a currency as far as like, this is this amount and it's worth that amount. You know what I mean?
I mean, you had to, if you go back in the day.
So currency would basically, like when you bartering, it depends on who you bartering with. Because if these motherfuckers over here, they're going to be like, ooh, them some beautiful shells. Okay, we gonna give you like 3 pelts.
I guess it depends on what time
that you all can't even catch over here for these shells, right? But say you go down the coast and you talking to some other tribes, right? Yeah, they're gonna be like, oh, them some cool shells. I got some shells too. You want to trade some shells? Now we just trading shells for shells, whatever. You know what I mean? So it's what I'm saying is that the barter system, the who you barter with, that would determine what the value of what you're bartering with is worth. True. But now the monetization of money system is they got this currency and then they get the price tag everything and say what everything is worth, and it cuts all that bartering shit out, and now everything goes for this currency and they can regulate and decide how much everything is worth, and then you got to deal with that.
But I mean, I guess to an extent, but everything as far as like once you get to most civilizations or any kind of government, they have they're gonna have a set price so people necessarily don't get taken advantage of, and also so that they can tax the goods.
Right.
So it's like in any kind of society.
I mean, that whole taxation is part of the.
I mean, but that's the
part of the system in
any society. They gonna say that,
and so that's where the loss of freedom became the loss of freedom, is when they implemented all this.
Well, you have to be able to. What's the right way to say this? You got to be able to maintain your society, right? So if you had even the people's in power how do you pay the policeman, or how do you pay the roads, or how do you maintain the city, right? You got to like, in order to do that, even like for the governing taxes. Body, you got to collect
but our roads taxes. Be fucked up.
Otherwise, exactly. So it's like the idea of taxes, if they're used properly, it's not like essentially a bad thing, because it's like, hey, you live in our town. Okay, hey, you want to drive down this road every day. You want it maintained. Well, hey, you pay a little bit. We pay a little bit. We all pay. We're going to maintain this road.
But we can maintain the same road if we say, hey, everybody who fucking with this road, come put something in on this road. You feel me?
Well, either way, but that's still paying a tax. If there was like, some people, like you said, they didn't have money.
Okay, so what about these tolls on this damn bridge then, man? Because I done went through the fast track accidentally. You feel me? And they talking about I owe them 170 or some shit.
Hey, you know, like during the pandemic,
I ain't tripping. I wrecked that car, and then they didn't. It wasn't in my name, so I ain't fucking with it. But the bottom line is,
how much? So you went through and didn't pay?
Yeah,
you didn't have no money.
It wasn't in my name. I got the car.
Wait, but do they even have people at the bridge toll no more? How did they get?
Yeah, they still do that. But I went to the fast track.
They got people back at the bridge toll?
Yeah, they been had that.
I ain't even been back at the bridge toll in so long.
When I thought they still. Last time we went to the bay.
Last time I went, they still had nobody in the thing. You just went through the thing and they just charge you.
How they charge you if you ain't got nobody to take your money?
They just like they did during the pandemic.
Thing where you stick the door
they flash it. They check everybody and then you gotta pay. They send you a bill.
That's how the fast track worked, but they always had people at the toll. Maybe I ain't been to the
not during the pandemic, because they didn't have nobody in the booth. So now all the lanes was like, when you go through, the camera would flash your shit. And
then so they ain't gotta pay nobody to work there, and they getting their bread.
Yeah, so then when you get there, but then you gotta pay.
And you think all that money? How much you think that make a day? How much people you
lots,
think go
but
through that?
That's why I thought they didn't have.
Where the fuck that money go?
That's why I thought they didn't have the people come back, because they realized during the pandemic, like, oh, well, it's cheaper for us to not have no workers, because they was making $25, $30 an hour to start.
Yeah.
So to take people money all day. So what you mean tell me we don't have to have nobody here? We just had this camera and we send a bill to their house and they send us the money? Like, oh, you use my bridge, so you got to send me $5.
What y'all think of toll bridges, man?
I wish I had one. I wish I had a bridge where I could just sit back here and every 30 seconds somebody was going there and they owe me $5. My goodness, $6. That's just ridiculous, man. Can I get some passive income? Like, please, can I make some money while I sleep? That's the way to do it, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So where you just be sitting here, like, going to sleep, like I'm having a steak, you know what I'm saying? I'm having a couple shots of Takiki in my life, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to live life, you know what I mean? I
could use another shot of
Takiki. And then boom, making money.
Yeah. Well, man, my bottom line was that the monetary system that took over the barter system.
Did we get sidetracked?
Yeah, I think so. We was talking about toll bridges and shit. and the motherfucking gremlins under the bridge.
All right. So, but wait, no. We started with Terrance Howard and his math.
Oh, yeah.
You said, so when I'm back, let's go all the way back to that. Did you look that up? Because his math, what was he saying? That
I ain't gonna watch the video right now.
One times one. No, I didn't. I'm saying watch the video. I just wanted to know the logic behind it, because
right.
But anyway, did you see the propulsion that he invented? That he was saying that you can basically.
Oh no, he got a patent in there. Motherfuckers is paying for that. Motherfuckers is paying for his patent.
Yeah, the flying drones come out, and the drones can basically lift packages and things, and so basically. He gonna have us like living the Jetson life, or even have potentially maybe
they don't kill his ass.
Personal flying cars.
Hey, look up all the people that.
Protect Terrance Howard, ladies and gentlemen.
Protect Terrance Howard.
Protect Terrance Howard, man.
And then I want y'all to go ahead and Google all the people that came up with power sources and like drivable cars and shit.
Don't talk about the power sources.
Don't have nothing, like, don't use gas. You know what I mean?
They said the African dude that made something.
Go and look at how many. Yeah,
but they disproved. They said they kind of disproved it, but there was an African dude.
There've been hell of them, man, and they all got killed like within a certain amount of time. Guaranteed. Go look that shit up. Go. I ain't even gonna speak no more on it. They might kill my ass.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't know nothing about. I'm just saying. Don't be. I just know about Terrance Howard.
I know all about it.
Well, you know about it.
Yeah,
he know about it.
Go kill me, motherfucker. I don't give a damn.
Fee, fi, fo, fifth.
I got life insurance.
Fifth.
All right, man. Let's ask another question to the audience. One more again.
What's up?
Drink versus weed.
What you mean, drink versus weed?
What's better?
Tree all day.
Tree better?
All day. It's all natural. It grow from the earth. It's here for you and me.
Huh.
Partake. To drink. I mean, if you
so why the hell is weed illegal hella places then? And
because it enlighten your mind. You got receptors for that in your body.
Yeah, the THC receptors, CB1.
You don't have, but alcohol, it just messes up your liver. It's not good for you. It's essentially not good for you. It's fermented even. Weed is dried and you partake in it, or you use it and you bake with it, or you
but if you do something dumb off alcohol, you can just blame the alcohol though. You can't do that with weed.
But why would you want to blame?
I'm just playing.
It's not taking no blame. Like you need to take ownership. That's part of being mature. It's taking ownership. That's all. That I mean, you know what I mean. If the alcohol causes you,
I'm agree with you. Weed one thing I think it is that weed kind of make you analyze shit a little bit more and almost like be aware of your inhibitions and shit, and be aware of yourself, self-aware, to where you might know when you're doing right and wrong yourself. Whereas alcohol kills your inhibitions, and you be fucking up and not knowing you fucking up. Feel me? And I think that's one of the differences in that shit.
I mean, how many times have you somebody be like, "Dang, man, I was so lit, I messed up and did." Wow,
man.
But you be saying I was
beat my wife ass, man.
I was so drunk, and I was so drunk that I don't remember what I did.
2 bong loads, and I was just like, "Fuck this bitch."
Nah, you hit 2 bong loads and you went to sleep. That's what happened. You went to sleep. You got too lit. You went to sleep. You got too drunk. You did something stupid.
Yeah.
You got too drunk. You woke up next to somebody. You like, who is you?
Yeah, because you be like,
you drunk.
I drank hella much. I had to close one eye on the highway and go 90 miles an hour, or I was gonna crash. And then, one time.
Wait, what?
Hey, you ain't never been so drunk when you driving?
No.
For real?
No.
Square ass.
See, here it is.
Anyway,
because I didn't do dumb stuff, he called me a square.
Why you didn't do no dumb shit?
Because I didn't drive 90 miles an hour drunk. I'm a square.
So I was in the South. I was probably like 20, 21. And we was drinking and shit. I had to take the homie to the north side.
Yeah.
And I'm driving, right? And every time with both eyes open, I'm seeing double vision. So I'm seeing like 4 lines and shit, right? Mm-hmm. And so I got to close one eye. So I'm steering with one eye. And then every time I let go of the gas a little bit, I feel like I'm losing stability. You feel me? So I'm like this. And I got to keep on the gas. So I'm going like 110 all the way to the motherfucking north side. Man, I get him there, drop him off. Actually, his people wasn't there, so I had to take him back with me, and he throwing up out the window and shit. He was fucked up too. So I drove all the way back to the South the same way, and then like the next day I was like, bro, I can't drink and drive no more. That shit was ridiculous. That was like the most craziest trip I ever took. I was surprised. You know how many times I got pulled over and said, how the fuck they didn't see me then? Motherfucker was going.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do not advocate drinking and driving.
I do not. Yeah, because I was a lucky motherfucker.
Exactly. He lucky to be alive. Please do not do that.
Let me tell you the time.
Don't do that.
When I smoked hella like bong rips and shit, right? I think I smoked like 2-3 blunts and I had to drive across town, right?
This guy.
Man, I went slow as fuck. And I mean, it might have been the speed limit, but whatever.
Yeah,
I made it all right though. I was fine, but I made it both times all right.
But I mean,
I feel lucky.
Either way, that seems like that was a way less eventful story.
Yeah.
Than driving drunk 100-something miles an hour across town twice.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm just
alcohol.
Exactly. It's
gets rid of your inhibitions.
It could be dangerous, and I mean, a lot of times, again, you don't wake up usually saying like regretting what you did.
Hey, but they do say like, look, 10% of car crashes are due to drunk drivers. You know what that means?
I don't know if that's accurate. Don't quote
20,
him.
maybe 20%, right?
Don't quote him.
Anyway, don't quote me.
Please.
That means like 80% are due to sober drivers. Feel me? That means you sober motherfuckers need to learn to drive. I'm about tired of your sober asses on the road, man. You fucking
hey, in the comments, if you have anything to talk about this, please direct your comments.
That was my 20s and teens.
Say, direct that to Barry. That's not me. This man right here. That I don't advocate none of that. That seems like foolishness.
Hey, I survived, bro.
Hey, I'm already.
But I was lucky. I'm gonna say I was lucky because a lot of people died doing the same shit I did.
Hey,
so
I'm LWB.
I do not condone that shit. 100%. I don't say that.
I can't afford to be doing that. I'm LWB. I'm living while black, so I gotta be out there. Make sure that when I drive, I don't be driving drunk, because that's just another excuse for them to pull me over. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that ain't an excuse until they get you, unless you driving funny.
Well, I'm just saying, they look in there and be like, hey, right. Sure, you don't, anyway, that's a whole other subject. We don't want to get into that.
All right, so what have you driven on, man? What, you driven on any substances?
I mean, nope.
No?
If you watching this, nope.
This fool.
What you talking about? I don't know what you talking about. I have no idea what you talking about.
You ain't never driven on no acid?
Nah, I told you I ain't take no acid or
driven
none
on
of that.
No cocaine?
Nope. You driven
E-pills?
You driven on cocaines?
Yeah, what about E-pills?
Hey, I like how you got quiet.
I ain't driven on cocaine. My cocaine days was before I could drive. That was like when I was a young teen.
You was doing cocaine in your teenage years? Dang.
Yeah, but
I ain't never met.
What are E-pills? You ever pop me?
Nope. Man, that was a thing in college. Folks was off that E. Like everybody was trying to go to them raves and do that. Like,
it's a Mac Dre
and doing the Molly,
What it is. I thought they knew.
Man, I ain't really done the Molly. I even got a song about the Molly, but I ain't really did the Molly because
never pop no thing.
I was like, oh. And I was like, it kind of wasn't my thing.
I would say
I heard it was good. People told me it was good, but I didn't really mess with it.
I would say you should try it, but nowadays it ain't what it was. I'm gonna say it like that. When I was a kid,
why not?
A youngster, or I don't know what the fuck you call it. Yeah, we used to pop. Man, we used to pop in the Blue Dolphins. Man, them Blue Dolphins was the shit. You feel me? You be feeling hella good.
You was getting your issue in with the
yeah, dude. You know what I mean?
I ain't never. So you was smacking
make you all your smacking some shit, and all your senses is heightened to the extreme. You feel me?
So it was extra good.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
Okay.
Shit. But now I'm gonna say like, okay, the last time I popped this, right? I think it was about 2010, maybe 2009 or 10.
Okay.
And that shit was a complete different thing from what I experienced as a youth, I would say.
Yeah, okay.
To where that shit was shit was like I was just tweaking. I was like up and didn't feel like going to sleep, and it wasn't cool. Like they started mixing that weird shit in.
With that fentanyl and shit?
So that's what they on now. Like right now. Like
did they have fentanyl back then? I swear
to God, bro, I'll tell you straight up. If I knew for 100%, like if I went to Colombia right now and they had some Colombian motherfucking coke lined up, I'll go ahead. I'll fuck with it. You feel me? Just a little bit. I ain't the junkie type.
You off that Pablo Escobar?
Yeah, I get on that Pablo Escobar, but the shit they got now, everything is fucking the fentanyl, bro. Everything is fentanyl.
Yeah, man, I wouldn't trust it.
They lacing weed with fentanyl.
Where?
In the motherfucking the East.
That's blasphemous.
Yeah, no.
That's blasphemous.
People getting laced.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold up.
I'm telling
Now you can talk
everything.
about the alcohol, and you can talk about the cocaines, and you can talk about all the thizzles, and you can talk about all that. But when you
the
go,
thizzles and the drizzles,
when you go and mess with the herb that was put here for me and for you from the earths, from on high,
I'm telling you,
that's blasphemous. You see them people. That's wrong.
Right.
No, you're not supposed to do that. You doubt.
I mean, wrong. Yeah.
That's wrong.
Right.
You shouldn't mess.
Not right.
You shouldn't mess with the herbal essence, man. I'm trying to tell you, that's man.
I'm telling you, this fentanyl is a whole nother animal, man. Because
so then you can't even smoke nobody else's tree.
People getting permanently. You can't say that no more. What's the word?
This man almost got us canceled in 2 seconds.
Permanently, mentally fucked up.
Mentally challenged?
No, not challenged. That's man. Why you say that?
What?
Now we canceled. You can't say challenged.
Well,
because everything is a challenge in life.
Okay, well they have issues or problems or whatever, something. But whatever you said was wrong. If they have some problems mentally or developmental problems.
Anyway, the fentanyl, bro. The fentanyl and everything. Hey, but the crazy part is, right?
Yeah.
What happened when the crack epidemic happened?
What do you mean? What happened? We know what happened.
What's a crackhead? What the government said a crackhead was?
Somebody who smoked crack.
Yeah. And what were the penalties? It was like worse than cocaine. It was like shit. You get crack rock. You get 10 years per rock type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a way for them to lock up low income
black folks. That was the motherfucking bottom line.
If you want to say that,
I'm gonna say that because that's what the fuck it was.
Boy.
Yeah. Oh boy. And now that fentanyl's hitting, right? And motherfuckers this is worse than crack. Okay?
So wait a minute. So I heard that
a crackhead will wash your motherfucking car.
So what's up with the fentanyl? I thought people were dying from the fentanyl.
Cheap.
That's what I heard. Yeah. People was dying. So why?
Fentanyl will just kill you. It'll leave you dead, bro.
So you know that we ain't got nothing to do with that fentanyl then, because I know none of us gonna be trying to, like, we gonna mess with some fentanyl for,
bro. Hell of people, man. I got folks. I got people I know that fuck with that shit. Like it's a bad. It's bad.
So they use it for profitability. People. They like, oh, I can get more. This.
Well, no, it's just like,
and you know people that's putting it on their. The
thing is, all the little white kids is doing the fentanyl shit.
So you saying in California
now fentanyl ain't like crack where it's this 10 years for that shit. It's like fentanyl is like, we'll put you in some rehabilitation, you know.
I'm hurling. I thought that was the stuff like you could do that one time and it could be a wrap. Like you could be over here.
Because fentanyl just a little bit can fucking kill you and you be dead off the fentanyl. And
so you saying you know people like around these parts locally, like within the 50-mile radius?
I know. I can tell you. I know 2 people who died from fentanyl because they got it in some cocaine or got it in a pill or some shit. Okay,
well you said the tree. I'm just making sure.
Oh yeah, it's in the tree too. It's more. I heard that was like we in California.
That's crazy. I'm just saying a lot of people across the country and across the world partake in the tree. So I'm saying like, if you gotta even watch for that, then it's gonna be like with your food supply.
I wouldn't buy no tree off the streets, just like I wouldn't buy no motherfucking other drug.
Oh, I ain't saying that you wouldn't buy.
I won't fuck with no other drugs.
I ain't saying buying nothing off the street.
I don't fuck with no drugs no more. You know me. I fuck with the tree a little bit, and that's it. And I'm only fucking with people I know who grew that shit.
Yeah, man, I feel you on that, man. That's crazy. I'm just saying for people who be out there though, it's like you got to be out there. If they out there, that's not safe, and a lot of people partake. So that's why that was my point. It was like, man, that's crazy. Like people got to be careful out here.
Joke. That's why I wouldn't like I said, I wouldn't take no coke. That someone offered me some cocaine, someone offered me an E-pill.
So when you go, man, y'all at these parties,
I feel like I was blessed to grow up in the 90s when that shit was all pure. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm just
now that
yeah, because I mean, even the 70s and 80s and people doing hella coke and whatnot. I mean, sometimes you get people cutting the coke with stuff. You know, you see people doing that.
Mostly it just be some baking soda or some shit. You know what I mean, to get their bread.
Cutting or the substances. We need to make sure we say that the substances. Just people just basically if you out there.
It really, as a youngster, I'm gonna tell all you youth. It ain't worth it to fuck with none of that shit.
Don't do none of it, man. It's not even worth it, brother. Man. It's dangerous, man.
Stick
out here,
to your little electronic highs. Go ahead and wire your brain up or something.
Actually, man. Actually,
y'all do the weird shit.
Don't do none of that, man. Eat organic vegetables and fruits, and open your third eye, and you know what I'm saying.
Or eat some mushrooms from someone who grew them. You knew who grew them. You know what I mean? If you want to open your mind, shit, them vegetables ain't gonna open your mind like no mushrooms.
Stay healthy, exercise, take some deep breaths, do your thing. You don't necessarily need no mushrooms. Yeah. You don't necessarily need no mushrooms, but I'm just telling you that
you need a little bit of mushrooms.
No mushrooms, no acid, no what would you say the other time? DMT. You don't necessarily need any of that. But
I thought you said we was gonna hit some DMT on one of these episodes.
Yeah. But keep the high vibration. Make sure you eating healthy. Make sure you taking care of yourself. Make sure you get a little exercise. Make sure you taking some deep breaths. Make sure you.
Hey, that's gonna be the best high you have is when you go and work out like straight up for like a whole day and just bust your ass, or even accomplish some shit. Go and do some fucking manual labor. Go weed eat the fucking lawn. And then do some workouts and shit. You gonna feel so much better about yourself after that day.
You gonna be like, yo.
A lot of people stuck in depression and all that shit. Mm-hmm. It's because they're not doing what they know they should be doing.
You gotta move it. You gotta
move.
You gotta what you can move it or lose it. And that's how it is.
Too, because vitamin D is one of them things.
Hey, you gotta be careful talking about people with their vitamin D.
Bro, we ain't gonna get in that.
Deficiency.
That's a deficiency, especially if you melanated, because melanated folks ain't absorbing the vitamin D at the same rate. You feel me?
No, you are, but you need to be out there in the sunlight. That's where you get that from.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is that's why white skin turned white to begin with, because the motherfuckers moved up north, right? And there was less light available, and so they had to absorb more in a less amount of time, and so the skin was lightened to absorb that shit. And so that's the evolutionary shit.
Well,
I don't know if that shit true, but
but we naturally
how it is.
Pigmented skin naturally we absorb that. So in order to you need to be out there to recharge.
But pigmented skin absorb it at a lesser rate. So the darker you are, you want to be out in the sun more often.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you gotta get that vitamin D. That's
you
one
need
of
to be
the
out there and take that sunlight.
Vitamins.
That's how we was able to be out there. You know what I'm saying? You got to be out there and be like, charge me up, son. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
That's what the sun's there. We like plants, man.
The sun, we over there.
We just like plants.
We photosynthesize. We got H2O. We got water running through us. We mostly water, and we sun, and we got oxygen. We got that air, that the life, the oxygen, the air that we breathe. That's from on high. That's the essence. So you need to make sure you out there taking them deep breaths and inhaling that on a daily basis.
Get that good oxygen.
You need to make sure you outside
sunlight.
Exercising and getting that fresh air that comes
especially
from on high.
If you feeling depressed and down and shit. Especially if I'm gonna say right now, like with all the shit in the media, the fucking our government,
sometimes you gotta unplug.
The world right now is on some other shit that has motherfuckers tripping. So take a fucking minute away from that shit. Put your phone down. Close your computer. Turn off your TVs. Go the fuck outside. And enjoy that light and feel that sun. And do something out there that's productive. Work in the garden. Do something. And you gonna feel better. That will make you feel good. You gonna realize it. One try. One try.
Also,
do that one time and you gonna understand. You gonna feel it.
What we really need to do is also hopefully you can get to somewhere where they got some grass. And you need to take your shoes off. And you need to let your feet run through that grass. And you need to get grounded.
Hey, you heard about
let me just
go ahead.
Tell them you got to get grounded. That's the thing. It's like And it's not on like trying to be on some, you know, you got to be on some people say hippy dippy or some. No, it's scientifically proven.
If you hug a tree,
that the energy that we have in our body, that you just we need to get grounded. We need to breathe in, and we need to take these breaths, and we need to get this oxygen. We need to have water. We need to consume fruits and vegetables, and we need all those things to keep the body up to its optimum. Because if we actually give the body what it needs, it'll heal itself. But we just haven't given it what it needs. I mean, think about it. We regenerate fingernails. Think about that. That's like mutant powers.
Yeah.
That people don't really even realize that. Like, wait, we got the power to regrow parts of our body. That's crazy. But we got to continue to give the body what it needs. And like, you got to think about it. Like, what do you consume on a daily basis that, like, if you wasn't in this modern society and you had to be in nature, that you would naturally consume? Like, that's kind of what we should eat more, because that was what, if you was out and you could fend for yourself, and we was like back in the day, or even say civilized times, but before we had the factories and things and like high fructose and all that stuff, what would you have? That's what we should be consuming. Like, they still had sweets and jams and all that, but it was natural. Like, you had natural sugars, natural sweets, and we
gotta make sure
you just gotta get back to that.
Eat right, get your sunlight,
and if you get right. Hey, health is wealth, because it don't matter. You can have $10 billion, but then
be a dead motherfucker from that shit that they feeding you.
And you die the next day. What do it matter if you got $10 billion, $10 million, whatever? Anyway, you got something else for me, Mr. Berry? We can be on there. We ain't trying to get all on no holier than thou. We just trying to make sure that you understand health is wealth. Don't take it for granted. You know what I mean?
Treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself.
You know what I'm saying?
With the healthy food,
organic vegetables, fruits. Man, you seen that though? Where like, I make sure when you get your fruits, they talk about if they got 9 on the number. You seen it on the stickers.
Yeah. That's organic shit. But hey, a lot of that organic shit don't really be. They just putting them labels on, man.
They said that even about some of that meat.
You gotta go and check that shit. Like, go to the local shit if you can. Grow your shit would be the ultimate goal. Like, because everybody in the motherfucking neighborhood should be growing some motherfucking food in your backyard. Fuck all this grass shit. You know what I mean? I mean, grass is cool. You feel me? Smoke the grass, grow the vegetables, and let's do it like that.
I just think people need to learn how to, because, okay.
What I was going to say. Have you heard of sun gazing?
What, looking at the sun?
Where they say they take off their shoes and put their feet on the ground and they stare at the sun.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
You heard that shit?
Yeah, no, I haven't tried that. I mean, but I heard about it, and I've done. I guess something
let
me
know if you try it, because I ain't trying that shit, because I'm not
trying to go
blind. But if it worked, let me know.
You heard about the people who don't eat and they just like they breathe.
That's what my son say when he talking to the motherfucker. Hey chat, hey y'all down there chatting. Check it out.
Chat, tell us what's up.
Chat, I want y'all to go take off your shoes and socks and stand on the ground and stare at the sun. And if you don't go blind, some shit pop in your mind, let me know.
Tell me what happens when you go stare at the sun. That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
I want to know exactly what happens.
The truth.
When you stare at the sun, did you go blind?
We gonna leave it up to y'all.
But have you heard of those, what they call them, like breatharians or something, where they don't even eat, they just breathe. They go off the breath. They go off the air. I think you gotta drink some water, but they just don't eat.
You gonna die.
How you gonna die if you don't? I mean, if you don't eat for an extended period of time, but you can go for a few days without eating.
Yeah, you go a long time. You go like a month, I think, without eating. I think you go like 2 or 3 weeks without water, and a month or 2 without food at all.
3 weeks without food.
You heard about the
3 days without.
What about the fasting?
Water.
No, you know they talking about if you fast for a week, you like killing off 90% of the cells that could cause cancer and shit. Like, hella less likely to catch cancer.
Hey, you know what? The other thing I was hearing is two little cleanses I was thinking about. They had this one thing I saw about like the little foot cleanse where they was putting your foot in the water and you did a little thing and it was getting all these toxins.
Yeah. And then, I did this one cleanse, right? Because I had a kidney stone.
Oh, okay.
That motherfucker was the worst pain ever. The kidney stones ain't no joke.
I heard
Bruh,
that bad.
I'm telling you, I'm like, I thought I was dying and shit. And so I did this cleanse, right? I ate like a half a fucking watermelon, and I drank a half pint of Hennessy, and drank 2 211s, and I pissed that motherfucker out after like a week of pain. That's the cleanse.
And did it hurt when you pissed it out?
Nah, that part don't hurt. You just piss out a rock like it. You
Whoa,
would think that would be the hard part.
Oh, that just hurt. Ooh,
The painful part is when it's in your kidneys, moving down. You just feel it going through your shit.
Man,
and feel like you
just
dying.
You just made me.
And then the other painful part is where that motherfucker it land at the end of your bladder before your hole to go out. You know what I mean? In your bladder though. And it be chilling right there, and that motherfucker just be hurting like a motherfucker. That it feeling like you gotta piss and you ain't gotta piss, and it's some bullshit.
I had a surgery before.
Once that shit come out, it's like you dink.
I had surgery before, and I had to have a catheter in. So like, I understand about that way. So just like even thinking about something that going that direction, just don't seem right.
Yeah,
to me. Like that. Just,
I mean, it's going out, so it's a good direction, but
but oh man, it just thinking about it.
I thought that was gonna be the most painful part, and that part didn't hurt at all. That shit went right out that motherfucker. But
hopefully it shrank enough to pass. I think it has to shrink.
No, they don't shrink.
They don't shrink. They just the size.
And that's
how big was it? Like
it's like a little stone, like a.
And
think of a BB.
You were like in that size, and they called you that much. Did you see it when it came out?
That motherfucker went dink in his fucking toilet.
Damn.
Yeah.
He was always, so you was peeing because you had all that drink in you. You was like, oh man, blink. Oh, it finally passed.
Man, I said fuck that shit because they told me don't drink with that shit, like because if you drink with that, they make kidney stones worse or whatever. Yeah. But I was like, bro, I've been hurting for weeks, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get this motherfucker out. I took a half a pint of Hennessy, 211, hella watermelon I ate that day. And that motherfucker dink in the toilet.
You feel better instantly?
Yeah, I collected that motherfucker too. I went grab that motherfucker, kept in a little jar and shit.
How long ago was that? A long time ago?
I've had 2 in my life.
Ooh, dang, you had it twice.
Yeah. The first one was probably like 20 years ago. How old am I? No, about 20.
Dang, that's crazy.
About 15 years ago, and then another about like 10 years ago.
They don't want to know about the, you know about the Parliament though?
It's not cool.
You know about the Parliament, Funkadelic?
Mm-hmm.
You know about the Parliament?
Hey, no? Hell yeah, I know about Parliament.
Y'all know about the chat. You know about the Parliament?
What y'all know about that damn spaceship?
Anyway, that's crazy though. You got something else for me, or we out of here?
We out.